Hello and welcome to the Crypto Masters podcast, helping the general public master an understanding of crypto assets. My name is Brian McCoy,
My name is Ross Eaton.
and we are the
The
Crypto Masters.
Masters.
All right, let's get started on today's episode. Today we're going to discuss a little bit of a different kind of crypto asset, Ross, that we haven't talked about before. This is a layer 2 crypto asset called the Matic Network. And as a reminder, our goal is to provide information about crypto assets to help the public make their own decisions about what crypto assets they might want to buy. We are not for short-term traders. We are long-term investors.
That's right, Brian. And, we want to empower you to make your own investment decisions. This is not financial advice. We're not financial advisors.
Good point.
Yes. As always, we give you the power. That's right, Brian. We give you, the listener, the power. So sit back, relax, and get ready for this episode on Matic.
Let's do it. So something a little different today, Ross. We're going to talk about the Matic Network. It's a scaling solution for blockchains. But to be honest, it's really for one blockchain, and that is Ethereum. It is available for others, but it's really there for Ethereum. And it's been around for at least a couple years. Their token launched not that long ago. We'll talk about that, but it's been around for a while. They've been talking about it for a while. It's a layer 2 scaling solution, Ross.
Yep, and we've discussed the Ethereum scaling problems in previous episodes.
CryptoKitties.
CryptoKitties, yes, we all remember the fun of CryptoKitties. I remember at that time, I'm like, why is my transaction not going on? I didn't even know about CryptoKitties at the time. I was like, what the heck is this thing? But yeah, the scaling problems of Ethereum. Matic aims to solve that. That's everything from high gas prices to slow transactions on the network. But yeah, Matic aims to solve this with the sidechain. But yeah, Ethereum 2.0 is coming out, so we're going to dive into, will it hold up, essentially.
Yeah. So, and you go back to the CryptoKitties problem, which was, I think, 2017. But more recently, Ross, you and I, this summer, during the height of the DeFi craze and the yield farming, encountered lots of problems with the scaling of Ethereum and the gas prices of Ethereum. Because if you've done the yield farming, you know that every time you want to farm, it involves several transactions. So when gas prices were $7 a pop, or somewhere in that ballpark, maybe more, maybe a little less, but you're doing 6 or 7. It adds up. And it sort of then prevented a lot of the people from getting involved in the yield farming, because you're going to spend $50 in gas fees. That means you've got to invest a lot more than that. You don't want to pay your fees as much as what you're investing. So it was a real limitation on it. And so that's one of the scaling solutions, these layer 2 solutions, of which Matic is maybe the leading one, sounds really good. And this uses a form of the plasma, which I think we've heard of plasma before, as another attempt at scaling, solving some scaling problems with Ethereum. And so Matic uses a form of that, a modified kind of version of that. But so they use side chains, Ross. They use a proof of stake network to solve the problem. So how does Matic Network do it? How does it help with the Ethereum scaling problems?
Yeah, and Brian, before I get into this example, I just want to remind our listeners, we're giving high-level overviews here. We could go in and read you the white paper word for word, or I guess they call it the light paper, on their website. But, you know, we want to give you, you know, just nuggets of information, be the catalyst of your research journey into certain tokens and crypto assets. So with that out of the way, Matic achieves this sidechain network. Think of yourself, you know, you go to a hamburger stand, Brian. You know, you want to buy, maybe they're a stingy hamburger stand and they charge you for ketchup, 25 cents for ketchup. Oh, you buy $1 fries. You come back the next day, you just buy a little stuff, somewhat of a micro transaction, if you will. You know, and if you relate this back to the Ethereum blockchain, you know, maybe as a good example, paying gas fees. These are just little micro transactions, you know, small ones that you really don't want to just clog up the blockchain with processing these transactions when you've got someone moving, I don't know, $1 million worth of Ethereum just waiting there for this guy doing these little transfers back and forth. So that's kind of how sidechain work. Coming back to the hamburger example, you know, as you do these micro transactions on the side, they kind of stack up, and then only once in a while you kind of lump these transactions together and push them back to the blockchain. So that's kind of in essence what a sidechain does. It takes care of all the small stuff, and it can handle bigger ones too, but kind of takes care of the smaller, you know, lumping transactions on the side, and only pushes to the major blockchain, writes back when it has to, you know.
Yeah.
So that's the way it kind of achieves scaling and speed, if you will.
Okay. Yeah, kind of makes sense. You're doing all the transactions, the multiple transactions off chain, I guess. On the side chain is off chain, and then just occasionally lump them and put them onto the main chain. Makes sense.
Yep.
All right, so that seems like a good way to reduce the the congestion on the main chain Ethereum. So that sounds good. So how do they? So it's not like Ethereum is adopting Matic. I guess it's developers and other projects combined to use Matic, and then use Matic to for their DApps or data to work with Matic to then put it onto the Ethereum chain, or how does that work?
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, it's just I kind of imagine it's kind of hovering over the Ethereum blockchain. It's taking transactions, writing back, taking transactions, writing back. And Matic is really trying to appeal to these DApp developers, you know. Just from the example of CryptoKitties, you know, if you're buying, I know their big thing was like buying little outfits for your kitten you have. You know, you want to be able to buy an outfit and run with it, you know. So they're really trying to make, you know, appeal to the DApp developers that don't necessarily need these big transactions all the time. Obviously, DeFi apps, they're attracting those, and they've attracted projects such as Decentraland, MakerDAO, and Sandbox. And it's hopefully, you know, I always say hopefully. I'm hesitant on these theoretical speeds. You know, people always say it's way higher, but their theoretical speed is up to 6,500 transactions per second on a single sidechain, you know, combined with the blockchain confirmation times of less than 2 seconds. So
wow.
Crazy fast, Brian, crazy fast.
Yeah, well, it does sound good compared to Ethereum's 14 per second or something like that.
I think that's, yeah.
So big difference. All right, let's talk about the Matic token, or the Matic Network token. It's called Matic, you know, MATIC.
You don't say.
Yeah. The Matic Network. So they organized their token sale. It was kind of unique. They used the Binance Launchpad to do it, and they launched it on April 24th, 2019. So about not that long ago, a year and a half ago. So it was the first one to follow a kind of a lottery format instead of everybody on the Binance network, or I guess everybody who owned the BNB tokens, everybody getting to purchase it, everybody who owned a BNB token got a ticket, kind of like a lottery ticket. And then only select ones of those were drawn and got to participate in the Matic token sale. So that was kind of an interesting way of doing it. And during that effort, they raised $5 million. They sold 1.9 billion tokens, the Matic tokens. And as of now, the day of the podcast, it's approximately 4.7 billion Matic tokens are in circulation out of 10 billion total supply. So still less than half of the tokens have been are in circulation.
Mm-hmm. And it's kind of funny, Brian, we never want to date our episodes, but we always give some bit of information that someone's going to be able to come back and date it. But
that's true.
Yeah, but yeah, there is the hard cutoff of 10 billion tokens. I thought, yeah, that initial, I think they called it the initial exchange offering.
Yeah, it's an IEO, yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was so interesting. But yeah, so talk about the team. There's really no big names here anyone would know of. I know the team's based in India, but they've got some people that are experienced on the blockchain. Obviously, people from the computing world, the data science world. However, it does come with some big name investors, including Binance. I don't know if you've heard of them. Coinbase. I don't know if you've heard of them. And Vitalik Buterin tweeted about Matic in a positive tone. So yeah, it's got maybe some not big names on the team, but some big name backers.
Yeah, interesting. Well, Ross, you and I always talk about, are we going to buy this coin or this token that we're talking about this week? And let's talk about where you can buy a Matic token if you want it. Unfortunately, if you're in the U.S., it's not on Coinbase and it's not on eToro, a couple of the bigger, easier ones in the U.S. I don't think it's on Kraken either.
I haven't seen it.
But in the U.S., though, you can buy it on Hotbit, and you can get it on Uniswap, Uniswap version 2. So if for non-U.S. citizens, it's on Binance, and of course, Binance being the big investor, being the platform that launched its IEO, it has the most volume on Binance. So if you're not a U.S. citizen, you can easily buy it on Binance. Interesting, Ross, that Coinbase is an investor, but it's not listed on Coinbase.
Yeah, I found that, I honestly found it confusing. The first thing we do when you research tokens is go to their website and you see Coinbase is a backer of this project. And I'm like, wait, I've never seen this on Coinbase. Go back to Coinbase and double check. It's not on there. But yeah, very, very weird. I don't know what's up with that. I haven't heard any, I don't know if you have, Brian, about any news of, of a timeline of when they'll offer it. I imagine there is some sort of timeline, but I haven't heard of it yet.
You always hear those rumors, everybody who likes a certain token says, oh yeah, it's going to be on Coinbase any day now. And I have seen those. I've seen that out there, people saying that. So.
Yeah, you always get the Reddit threads of some guy that has some inside information, but yeah, nothing credible yet. So.
Yes, usually it's just hopium. They are very much hoping that it will be listed on there. All right, Ross, anything else about Matic Network? I mean, the layer 2 scaling solution, we sort of generally said what it does. Everybody's got to agree sounds good, a good idea. You ready for final thoughts? Do you have any other tidbits?
I think, this project, to me at least, is pretty straightforward. But yeah, I think it's your turn to kick off final thoughts, Brian. So let's know what you got.
Final thoughts. All right, here we go. Matic Network. Ross, at one of our meetings recently, when we were talking about coins to do or tokens to do a podcast about, I think I suggested Matic because I was interested in it. I was pretty close, to buying. Thinking about jumping on this Uniswap and getting me some. But I look into it some more. I think the layer 2 scaling solutions are are definitely needed. We sort of hit we hit a peak in the summer, not a peak, but a very busy period in the summer of 2020 when the DeFi and yield farming was going on. That was really, it was a problem. It was all on Ethereum, and gas fees got high, and everybody was complaining about them. So you know, that was a real issue. So it's definitely something that was needed. I know gaming, they want to do gaming. That could be their bread and butter. That sounds like a really good application for it. But if it was really going to take off, it seemed to me it would have been in this DeFi summer, you know, and you know, maybe it did. I mean, I'm sure they had some other announcements, but you know, it didn't seem to really take off like I thought it might. And then you have maybe something like Cardano, right? Cardano supposedly in early, we're dating ourselves again, but in early 2021, Cardano's, you know, the Gogan's supposed to come out and the smart contracts, and you know, Cardano is it's a layer one, but it's proof of stake, so it doesn't have this. It's not going to have the scaling problems if all works out. And then, of course, the big one that I know you want to talk about is ETH 2.0, and it started. You know, they started it, but how long is it going to take? That's the big question. I don't know that anyone really knows. But if a Cardano or similar Ethereum competitor that don't have the scaling problems comes out, then the need for Matic goes down. But you'd still need it because you still have Ethereum having their problems. So if ETH 2.0 comes along, you know, on time or faster than people are thinking, then I think the need for Matic really goes away. And then, of course, the sharding, whenever ETH 2.0 is able to accomplish that, and I don't know when that's going to be, then I just think the layer two just won't be needed. It really won't be needed at that point. And I'm sure the smart people of Matic will come up with other applications, but that's really their big one is Ethereum. And if Ethereum solves all of its problems, then not really a need for Matic. And yes, I know this is all down the road, but for me, final thoughts. I just feel like I don't want to have to keep track of it. I don't want to have to keep wondering when do I sell my Matic? Is more news going to come out about ETH2? It's going to make my Matic go down. So even though I like it, I hope it does well. I hope in case Ethereum gets busy again, which I hope it does, and I think it will before ETH2 comes out. Matic will be needed and useful, and I hope it goes up. But I think I'm gonna call it I'm gonna pass on it. I just don't want to keep track of. I don't want to have to monitor when I need to sell it that closely, and so good idea, but I'm not buying now. What about you, Ross?
Yeah, in essence, you said this, but you know, I feel like Matic's days are numbered. You know, you said it. When do I sell it? And I know that's riding on the promise of Ethereum 2.0 because you know we don't know when it's going to happen, and there could be some bumps in the road along the way. But yeah, it's kind of like Matic's days are dwindling. Yeah, with it just living kind of, you know, hovering, if you will, over Ethereum.
I would say, you know, what could happen though is ETH 2.0 has a problem, right? Has a hiccup, has a delay, which is very likely or very possible.
Oh yeah.
And then if that happens at a time when things are getting really heated, then you know Matic may do very well. So you know that's sort of the other side. I'm just kind of gonna have my hopium that that ETH 2.0 does come out, you know, on time and without any more delays.
Yeah. I'm a major Ethereum 2.0 you know, backer right now. I will say though, just to kind of put it on everyone's radar, I am interested in side chains, but I'd say more relative to Bitcoin. That's kind of, you know, I know there's a lot of projects out there. Rootstock's one of them. But yeah, I think I see a bigger need and a longer lasting need for side chains on top of Bitcoin. And again, I'm glad Matic's here, or maybe not again. Maybe I haven't mentioned that yet, but I'm glad Matic's here. I'm glad side chains exist for Ethereum. I know they've helped out in congestion, but yeah, and I think I could be wrong, but I think I held some Matic a while back. But yeah, I think, its days are limited. If we did this episode a year and a half ago, I'd say, oh yeah, Matic's the way. But
yeah,
with Ethereum 2.0 around the corner in quotes,
could be a big corner.
Yeah.
But hey, maybe we put Rootstock on our list of future podcasts. Ooh, just teaser there.
There you go. Yeah, comment, send smoke signals if you want to see Rootstock.
All right. Well, sounds good. This has been another episode of the Crypto Masters. Thanks for listening, and tune in next week.
Have a good one, everybody. Be safe.